welcome up Ms. Lamonis, who is our ELL coordinator and supports all of your students in making sure that they get the proper programming and services that they are required as far as learning English as a second language or bilingual education.
Thank you very much. Welcome again. I'll start right away. In front of you, you have the agenda with the items that are going to be discussed today. Okay, and we'll jump right in. How are students being identified as English language learners? So upon admission to the Department of Education, students go through a process. They are being identified as potential English language learners through an interview with myself in this school or the appropriate personnel. As soon as they are identified as potential English language learners, they are taking the state examination, the NICETEL, okay, which stands for New York State Identification Test for English Language Learners. There are 5 levels. So if they score 1 through 4, they are considered an English language learner. If they score level 5, then they are not considered an English language learner and they are placed in classes as a general education or mainstream student. The NICETEL is administered upon admission to the Department of Education. So as soon as the student enters a New York City or New York State public school, they will be administered the NICETEL if the personnel identifies them as potential English language learners. The reason we do that is because it's a state mandate and we want to give them all the supports that they need. So we want to make sure that they progress in their classes while they receive the appropriate support in the English language. The NICESLAT is the second most important, actually, English as a new language examination. This is the achievement test that they take every year in May, usually in spring, usually in May. So this has 4 parts. Okay, they're getting tested for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Very similar to the NICETEL, only much longer because you have to understand we are testing the students more thoroughly. This examination is very important. Students cannot be absent because it affects their scheduling for next year. You all have a similar paper in your folders if you open up. This gives you certain numbers. The big score, for example here, the 275, indicates the score that the student attained in the examination, in the NICESLAT examination. There is no passing or failing in either one of the examinations. Again, according to the number, then they're placed in a different category. These are the numbers for the 4 modalities. So what score did they receive for the listening part? What score they received for the speaking, reading, and writing? Please save these dates. I will send you notifications at home. This year, the NICESLAT is scheduled to be administered on those dates. 5/13, May, 13th of May. I put the wrong dates. It's supposed to be 24. I apologize. And 5/14. I will send you a separate notification home in your home language and in English to notify you in advance of when the test is going to start.
So it's very, very important that your student is present on those days, okay? So many of your students are progressing in their English language. Many of your students have 3 English classes and they don't want 3 English classes. So the way that they can stop taking those English classes is if they progress on this exam, but if they don't take the exam, they stay in the same program. Okay, so if your child is going into 11th or 12th grade and they want to start taking AP courses or electives, it's really important they sit for this exam, okay?
Thank you. And of course, any questions that you have will be available to answer them as soon as the presentation is over. The questions that comprise the test are multiple choice questions for the listening and the reading subpart, and then they have writing parts. Now, the NICE lab is split in 3 parts. That's why we also split it in 2 days. It's very long, but students have to come and they have to take it. All right, so again, these are the 5 levels. If they score commanding, which is not here, then they test out, as we say, so they're no longer considered English language learners. If they score in any of those 4 levels, entering being the beginner, the lowest level of proficiency, and expanding being the most advanced one, then again, just like AP Wimbury said, they're going to have the appropriate English classes. So let's just take a quick look here. If they score entering, they are considered beginners, and they need to have 3 English classes in their schedule. Now, if they are registered in the bilingual program, that is a very packed program. So that's why it's absolutely imperative that everybody is present for the NICE lab, because they do make a progress. We do see progress. So if they scored, let's say, upon entering in the school, right? They scored entering in the NICETEL, the initial examination, the identification, right? Then they have a whole year up to May to show that they've made progress in their English language. And that's why it is so important that they are present both days of the examination. Because if they don't attend both days, then their test is being invalidated. I will send you information in your home language with all the relevant dates and information that you need to know. All right, bilingual education. As you very well know, we've talked about this about admission. Your children are entitled. It's your right if you want to choose to place them in a bilingual program. If we have a bilingual program here, we will place them. If we don't have, then you have a choice. You can either transfer to a different school that holds that program in the language that you wish, or you can be placed on a waiting list. Again, if you have any more questions, I will be here throughout the whole evening so I can answer your questions. We have the bilingual classes currently in home language arts, which is in Spanish, history, which supports all levels, from global to US, government and economics, and math, like Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, so on and so forth. We also have ELL support classes. That means what? These classes are not part of the bilingual program, but we have teachers, bilingual teachers who speak 2 languages. So although they're not considered part of the bilingual program, however, we have teachers that can support your children with their lessons. And also, all children should be getting bilingual dictionaries and glossaries in all their content area classes. If they do not, please tell them to come ask their teacher. All teachers are aware of it. Or they can come and find me or Ms. Garcia in room 127. And we will provide them with glossaries and dictionaries. Extra help is always available for students in our school. We have a tutoring schedule, tutoring galore in this school. You have the schedule for the February break. We tutor after school. We tutor on Saturdays for our Saturday school. Please encourage your children to come to tutoring. It is very helpful. We see the progress that they make when they come, because it's all about the discipline that they put to bring themselves here and put the effort to do better in their lessons. We are always here to support them. In your folders again, you will see we have a language proficiency and progress report. This is a report that is comprised of teachers' comments. So the teachers that your children have in their schedule, they all put in comments, and you have them in both home language and English for your convenience. This is again, this report that shows their progress or their status in the four modalities: their listening ability, reading ability, writing ability, and speaking ability. Again, we have teachers here who will be more than happy to discuss this report with you. For more information, there are websites. All you need to do is type ELL student. There's an abundance of support from the Department of Education in New York City and New York State. For more information, I will be happy to provide you that. I will walk around and meet with you and give you my email and my information. All right, so I would like to call one of our senior counselors here, Ms. Rojas. She's also our bilingual counselor. She currently has the 12th grade, that are seniors. Okay, let's give her a round of applause. She will explain what are the graduation requirements for all our students.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm very happy to see many of you here. So let's start. What does your child need to graduate? They need 8 English credits, 8 social studies divided by 4 global in the first 2 years, then a year of U.S. history, half a year of government, and half a year of economics. They also need 6 credits of math divided by 2 credits of algebra, 2 geometry credits, 2 trigonometry. They also need 6 science credits, 2 life science, 2 physical science, which could be earth science, and an additional 2 either life or physical science, could be chemistry or forensics. They also need 2 language credits. So most of our kids speak another language, which is wonderful. If they get the 6 credits, they're eligible for the Regents Advanced Diploma, which we explain later on. They also need 2 art credits. It could be music, it could be theater, it could be dance. They need 1 year, 1 credit of health. That class is usually given with gym at the same time. They need 4 years of physical education, 4 credits. They need 7 elective credits. Those could be any additional subject from what we already mentioned. That makes a total of 44. Our students also need 5 exams to graduate, minimum 5 exams. They need the English Regents, of course, the Global Regents exam. They will need U.S. History exam, 1 algebra or geometry or trigonometry, 1 science, either living environment or earth science or chemistry or physics. That equals 5. Again, these mentioned requirements are for the Regents Diploma. If your child wants to continue with the Regents Advanced Diploma, which most of our children here are eligible for and have the time to complete, they must pass 9 exams. All the 3 that I mentioned, 3 math, algebra, geometry, trigonometry, 2 sciences, 1 living environment, it must be living environment, and another science, chemistry or earth science, plus U.S. history, I'm going in reverse, plus the global Regents, plus the English Regents. In addition, they must pass the language exam. So if the student took 3 years of Spanish, they will take the language exam of Spanish. If the student came with Arabic credits and they have 3 years completed, they could take the Arabic exam. The same happens with Bengali. Okay? So some of our parents ask So how they earn credits, if they need 44 credits and they need 5 exams, how do they earn credits? So every year the student has the opportunity to earn at least 13 or 14 credits in that order. The program will have one English course, the physical ed usually with health the first year. They have global, theater, music, algebra, and living environment with lab. This is a 9th grade program. As I mentioned, they could earn 13 credits or more. So, in order to support you more and our students, we need to make sure we know what dates are important. So coming up, the marking period 3, the progress reports will be given on March 1st, which ends on March 28th. So first, the progress report is more like a warning. This is how your child is doing. When it ends, then you get the final report card, the final grade for the period. Report cards will be distributed on April 1st for the 3rd marking period. The 4th marking period reports will be given on May 3rd, but at the end of the marking period, you will get the report card on June 26th. And the date is there when the marking period 4 ends. This is how a report card looks like. Don't be shy, ask for the report card if your child has not given it to you. You can see there's 4 marking periods and there's a final grade. Every marking period, a grade is added. This is how a transcript looks like. The transcript is the school record that has the whole academic history of the child from 9th grade to 12th grade. And it gets updated every June. You can also see at the bottom the state exams, which are given in June, August, and January. To continue to assist your child, we have periods in which we provide extra support, like AIS. February 20, 21st, and 22nd, we have teachers here to help you, to help your child. So make sure you send your child from 9 to 12, those 3 days during vacation. You're going to see that flyer in your folder. It's very colorful. It's on the desk. Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what are your responsibilities as parents then, Ms. Rojas? Again, please check their assignments daily. Make sure they come prepared to school. They have all the materials that they need, like pencils and pens. We always provide them, but it's good for them to have it. You know, it creates a work ethic for them when they come to class prepared. They should have the laptops. They should be charged and ready to go. Okay. If you need assistance, do not hesitate to reach out to any one of us here at Bryant High School. Also, there is a QR code. I've also placed it on your tables. Okay, just if you haven't signed up in Jump Rope. Jump Rope is where we put the grades for all the assignments. Okay, and this is our way to communicate with you. So if you have not registered yet, just open up your camera from your cell phone and just point here. There's going to be a little yellow web address for you. Just click on that and it's going to bring you right to the Google form. All you need to do is complete it. It's translated in all languages. You just need to put the student's last name, your last name, okay, first name, last name of both student and parent, student ID, okay? And everything is translated in all languages. So it's just 5 things that you need to put down along with your email address. As long as we have your email address and your basic information, we can register you in Jump Rope. Again, Jump Rope is the way we communicate with you. Is where we put our grades for everything. I'll give you a minute or two if you want. Again, this is our information. This information, it should be on every table. If not, please let us know. And this is all the counselors' information, and as well as AP, Wimbury, and myself. Please take a minute and complete this. Open up your cell phones, please, and register for jump rope. Don't forget to put your email address. If you are already registered, thank you. Just turn to your the people next to you, see if they need help, or raise your hand so we can come and help you. Okay? Please let us know. Thank you so much for your patience and your attention. Okay? As soon as you are finished, I will call on our AP Wimbury. But as soon as you are finished completing jump rope, we will welcome you to go and help yourselves to our delicious dinner. AP Wimbury, would you like to say a word? Thank you all very much for your attention and for being here tonight.